Hello and welcome back to Everything in the Sky with me, the Rusted Gamer. And I've been pretty busy, so let's just get right into it, shall we? So I already started working on getting my storage system set up. Now, if I'm being honest here, this has been somewhat of a nightmare. This isn't the original configuration. I've had about 5 configurations of this now. I'm struggling to get everything to actually flow into it. And you'll see what I mean when I come around the backside here. As you can see, the items here, which should be flowing in through this funnel right now and into the storage system, aren't. And truth be told, I'm not really sure why, because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, which means to me, something with this is probably bugged out. I watched a few tutorials on how to do what I'm doing here, and everything seems right over there. I could probably get rid of 1 or 2 of these controllers. Like for instance, I put my controller up top, right? And then I put directly below it, if we can get it, the extension. I shouldn't need that extension there, according to the videos I saw, but it seemed like items were flowing better into extensions initially. And then all of a sudden, as you can see, we ain't flowing into this extension anymore. But anyways, let's take a quick look at what I built. All the grinders are the same. Nothing has really changed there. I have a nice smelting system over here right now, which basically takes everything that I don't need in the vault. Oh, I got quite a bit of stuff in there. Right, and then it dumps it, it smelts it, and then it dumps it back out on this side so it can actually go back into the vault. And the idea behind this is after it goes into the vault, make it good. It comes out over here and it goes into these basins and these mechanical presses, and it basically turns it into blocks. And for some reason that's actually not working right now, so let's see if everything over here is Swiss cheese. Let's see if we can figure out why that's not working. What do we got? What do you have in you? You've got all of that stuff. Gunpowder and clay. Alright, so this tells me we probably have an issue with this filter. Is it this one I'm using? So we got clay coming out. Gunpowder. Do we have gunpowder on this? We have gunpowder coming out. Is it really overfilled? It should be fine. Well, I'm going to figure this one out here real quick so I can get this going. Something in there is, I'm not getting enough items in there in one of these cases. And that might entirely be because I only just fixed this. It should be releasing only stacks of 16, and maybe, you know what, I should make that 9, right? Because a block is 9 blocks in most cases. I'm going to make that 9. And what if I come over here and I just click on this? Oh, look at that. Okay, it started again. So these basins must have a maximum amount of items that they can fit in. Is that everything now? Look, see, there it is. Again, it's not flowing in. I'm going to have to figure this out, right? Because I really had a lot of hopes on the whole draw system, being able to automate my storage. Maybe it's too big. Maybe I need to split it into 2 separate little storage systems based off the couple of different belts that I have coming in here. I could certainly shrink it down even more. But I'm going to have to mess around with this because I had a lot of hopes on this working, and right now, it's not. Alright, well, thanks, Storm. Let me go and take a look into this. Alright, well, as you may be able to tell here just by this original scene, some changes have been made. Yep, all of the production has been slightly moved. Here we are here. So, basically, what we've got going on is we got our 3 grinders, just like we had before, coming from our cobblestone generator and the lava source that we have over here. So everything is functioning just the way it was before, just in a slightly different system setup. The grinding wheels have actually been made a little bit bigger. I only had 5 on the... I can't get around that way. I only had 5 before. And now I have 7 or 6. Oh, 6. Okay, I thought it was 7. So basically, instead of sitting on top of a vault like it was before, they sit on top of a conveyor belt, and they're going into these side vaults here. And then this one here, and then the same thing there. That helps me save a little bit of space. And as you can see, they're pretty much already full now. And what I'll do now is I'll run my sifters off of these guys here. So I'm not entirely sure how I want to set it up yet. I think the cobblestone or the gravel sifters, these ones here, are going to be set up here. And then I'm thinking I might make a second vault, like right here, or maybe in this direction, and use that as a staging area. For instance, I can set up a smelting spot to smelt the ores that are coming out of here. I can do that stuff there, or I can potentially just run it all the way down like I did before into a main bus line and into a central storage area where I kind of bust all of that stuff out to begin with. Haven't quite decided yet, but I think what I'll do is I'll put a big vault here, a full-size 3 by, 9 vault there, and I'll use that for places to run my conveyor belts off of. And then what I'll do is I'll come up top here and I'll make little areas of storage like these, probably a single one wide, on each side going down this thoroughfare here. I'll make a walkway out of it. Maybe I'll put some buildings up on the sides. And then I'll just pop the conveyor belt out on the edges here where it's not really seeable, not noticeable. And I'll be able to use that as a way to fill my storage up and also separate out some of my storage and how I want it to go in. And I think if I do it correctly, I'll be able to have like this whole leg be storage. It'll be a long time probably before I get to a point where it's, there's that much going in. But I'll be able to make most of this leg storage, so I'll be able to go to one spot to gather as much of my items as possible. And that might involve rail lines. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it. The other nice thing is, since I've been working so long now, I hit the Wandering Trader a couple of times. I get myself a couple new kinds of trees. So I'm looking forward to planting a few of those around. But yeah, I'm going to get back, continue working on my layout out here so I can make sure everything is working. Everything will have on-off switches. All of these main belts will always stay functional. It is the grinding wheels here, the crushing wheels, that have off switches, so that's not functional anymore. Mostly because all of these conveyor belts are looped together. If I come over the other side here, you'll be able to see it a little clearer. They're all linked together. They all get their power kind of from the same spot, right? So you got this clutch here, which operates from the what is this guy again? Threshold switch. So the threshold switch on this guy operates this clutch, and then vice versa all the way back. And that shuts off the crushing wheels, which helps at least save some of the rotational force that I'm using. And that's applicable all the way back here. Now these guys here, this guy also has a threshold switch just like before, so he gets shut off. This thing doesn't need to be shut off because it's just a lava generator. So at the moment, everything that needs to be shut off is shut off, and it's all automatic. What I do want to do is have manual switches for this stuff too. So I built a clutch in here on this inventory system, so when I want it shut off or I don't need it running anymore, I will eventually have a button to just press and bam, this whole string will shut off. And I'll do that for the other ones too. And then, yeah, I'll have a smelting area, but that'll probably stay on all the time. Or maybe I can make it to shut off with that system, since that's probably going to be what it's used for. Anyways, I'm going to get back to messing around with some of this and figuring out how I want... Raining again. Oh my god, I hate... This makes me want to go find a desert biome in this world and set up a whole new shop there, because it just rains all the friggin' time in this world. And you went by, I'm in a forest, naturally. Alright, time to get working again. Alright, we're almost to success. And I guess technically another rebuild of the area again. Ha ha ha. Alright, so here's what we got. We got storage drives coming in. Hopefully the configuration works. I've got a controller right there, which will also act as how I'm putting items into these drives. And you can see this one here, which is going to be buried, is locked. That's just to keep anything from going into it. It's the same thing on the other side. And as you can tell, it's certainly modular, so I can extend this down further, pretty much as far as I want to go. Now, I don't have these conveyor belts hooked up yet. That's going to be the next thing. One of the things that I do need to watch is my filters here only have 18 slots, right? So basically, each one of these storage areas is essentially going to be 18 slots. I believe we're at 19 now, which is okay. It's fine if there's one that's wasted or one that ends up as secondary. But it's 19 slots, which also means this is probably going to end up being an awful lot of conveyor belts because I plan to filter them coming out from down here in my vault. Now, this is the buffer vault for everything. So let's take a quick look at what we got. You've already seen how we have our grinders. There you go, they're all lined up there. Well, I built a ton of stuff behind it. All of our sifters are now behind it. So let's go all the way up. Come on. Gotta get by. It's a dangerous area now. Alright, so that's our magma area over there producing farms for our cobblestone generator. So what we have here is our first spot where we're making our cobblestone into gravel. And then I have this chute here. As you can see, the gravel's going up and it goes into this process over here. Now, two of these are under diamond sheet and another one is under, I don't remember what mesh it is. It might be, no, it's not netherite. Zinc mesh? I don't know. There's another mesh here that's producing the dirt, the cactus. And then two lines produce everything else. Whoa. Oh, it's dangerous here, huh? Alright. Come on, come on, come on. I think I'm moving forward. Alright, I have to get myself unstuck here. Alright, now that I'm unstuck from that, so hopefully we don't do that again. So yes, that's producing all of our gravel needs. And that comes into this vault. And then right back out of this vault is our system over here to produce to forge everything, to turn our iron into ingots and everything else of that nature, including sand. Sand comes out of this, so we're also making glass. So all of that goes through here and then goes right back into the same vault. And then what you have here is items coming out of this vault, basically stated that it can't be any of the ingots. So I don't want to open that up. This one might actually tell us. I was trying to save it. Yeah, so one of these is on allow, one of these is on deny. So we're not allowing any of those to exit out of here. Now that all that stuff comes in, we have another filter set up here so that everything can be made into blocks, gets made into blocks, jumps into the conveyor belts here and goes into the conveyor belt. And then we have this line here, which one half is waterlogged, one half isn't. And this is taking care of all of our sand sorting needs. And this is producing a whole bunch of other stuff. This is producing these shards, the kelp, there's slime coming out. We also got bamboo coming out. There's glow lichen and what are the underwater sea pickles. And then we have the last loop here is our loop that's sanding the dust, and that's producing our bone, our gunpowder, our rose quartz, and our redstone. So the one thing that I will have to do here is produce another one of these arrays, probably right off here in the back. It doesn't have to be as big. And the idea behind that is to take care of the last few things like bone and redstone that can be turned into a block. But what we'll do here now is we'll go ahead and we will put in some brass funnels. Bam, you are now functioning. I took a lot of these funnels out until I was ready to start hooking stuff up. You are now functioning. In this dangerous area here, you are now functioning. I really should put something over this too to keep that from like killing the person. Probably a block, huh? Alright, so let's take a look. Look at all the items moving. Now there's obviously a backlog, and I'm hoping that this system is big enough that it moves everything through and we don't get any backlogs in the vaults. Otherwise, I will come back and I'll put some clutches in to turn off individual loops. to keep that from happening. As you can see, everything is just going through absolutely beautifully. The stuff that's not getting squashed isn't getting squashed. The stuff that needs to get squashed is getting squashed. And this guy is just filling up, I'm sure. Alright, let's do you too, right? Fantastic. And the next thing I'm going to have to do is figure out our belt systems and loading up our inventory system. Alright. Alright, first off, take a look. One thing you don't see anymore. Any kind of storage in the middle here. You know, this is all nice and open. Check it out when we get over here. Check it out. This one, these 3 modules here are all pre-programmed. I got to change this one a little bit because we got some duplicates going in here. I went a little too fast when I was doing the programming. So you can see like the Crim site. It's got a couple of different spots. Ochre is in there twice. Cobblestone, of course. But that's okay. Because eventually I'll come in and I'll get the upgrades here, the copper upgrade and so on and so forth, and then eventually void storage, and then we'll never overflow. And we won't have to worry about entities doing that down there. But yeah, check it out. This is fantastic. This is basically everything that's coming out of my storage system right now. You can see I got 1 belt going on here. These 3 spots here, there's a couple of them. They all go into a storage controller which links to the inventory above. I should probably put some torches down here. And eventually, I don't need this line right now, but I'll do the same thing on the other side. And on that note, it makes it nice and expandable. And let's take this guy out of here for now. We'll let that build up because we're overflowing over there. So that's that. I think everything out here is programmed out now. I think it is all running. Well, I have it shut off basically, for lack of a better way to say right now, while I was programming it. So, and I got a few modifications to make, but it's looking good. It is looking good, and I'm going to start work on the next aspect of things. And I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I still got some work to do on the wood farm as well. Maybe what I'll do is, maybe I can make the wood farm over there when it's done. I can make it so it comes over and it drops its storage off over here and unloads into these guys. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with that. It would be nice. This is how it's set up anyways, but it would be nice if I can have all of my storage, or at least most of it, all over here. But I willfully acknowledge that I took up quite a bit of space underneath here, so I don't know how much is going to fit under here now. And for that matter, I probably could have made stuff fit under here a little more, like in these edges here, but you know what? Maybe this becomes a small train moving materials around. I don't know yet, but you know, we'll get there. We'll figure that one out. I think it's looking fantastic. It is looking absolutely fantastic. I walled off my lava storage a little bit. So I mean, you can see, but that is what it is. Cobblestone's going there. I'm assuming it's probably filled. Well, the threshold switch is on. Getting around with all of these conveyor belts is not easy. Yep, so we're filled with cobble. So once I turn everything back on, the system will reignite. And everything will start going again until basically I shut it off. And I do want to put on-off switches. I see a little bit of lag every now and again. A lot of times this stuff doesn't need to be on. Like when I fill my storage up, you know, like these guys over here. When my storage is filled up, I can shut this whole bit off. I don't need this running permanently. It's producing full stacks as it is. But yeah, for now, it's looking fantastic. And I'm going to get a move on with whatever my next steps are. And I'm not entirely sure what that is yet. But so far, I'm pretty happy. This makes me very happy. This makes me very happy. And I can put a control room or something around here somewhere. And it just looks cleaner. It just looks so much cleaner. Alright, I'm going to get back to it. Alright, here we are. And as you can see, I got the wood farm going. I turned it on. And as you can tell, I got these strips of wood laid out as such so that as stuff grows, it will be automatically replanted. And all you see is that guy there, that's what it does. It just goes back and forth. It's basically a wood sweeper. We come down here and we take a quick look at it. We can jump right on it, actually. As you can see, the wood grows up, it gets chopped and put into the inventory, and then I got a vault down at the bottom that I'll show you here in a second. But this is it. And the jungle wood doesn't grow super fast. Obviously, it's got to be 4 in a row and everything like that. But so far, everything is pretty much growing pretty well. You can see it all coming up. All the saplings are coming up. And if we look down here, for now, this is just where everything is being deposited. And you can see it's already got a pretty good supply of wood, which is fantastic because I quite literally used all of the wood that I had in the building of our area over there. The storage drawers and the upgrades to the storage drawers end up taking a lot of wood, a lot of chests, which is where all the wood went. But I'm pretty happy. This is working pretty well. I got to build a processing area. I'm not sure. I'll probably take some of it and break it down into the logs, and some of it and break it down into its planks and stuff of that nature. Basically, I'm just not sure how I want to set it up yet. I mean, I could make individual storage, one for logs, one for planks, one for maybe I make an automated thing to make chests. I'm not sure yet. But the options are there, and it's working fantastically. I will have to make a different form of inventory because just having everything sit here in a vault just does not work. But I'll cross that road when we get there. Alright, well, I think this is where we're going to leave it for today. We've got everything rebuilt, well, several times now, of course. We got the wood farm going, so I'll eventually add in some mechanisms to sort, build, construct, so on and so forth. But I'm pretty happy about that. And we've got storage starting to be set up. So that's all fantastic. And I think that's going to be good for today. As always, you like what you want, comment, follow, subscribe, whatever. Up to you guys. And I have been the Rusted Gamer. Have a great day.